Tally-ho, my name is KingFishOcean and welcome to Lifted Dreams. Now, I'm going to quickly start off with just talking about the big elephant in the room right now. Yes, I de-aged by about 25 years by shaving this thing off. It's now gone. And if anyone's wondering, I've been trying to grow a beard for quite some time. I know this has got nothing to do with the video, so feel free to skip this part, but I've been trying to grow a beard for so long now that it got to the point where it finally started growing out, but now I have to cut it again in order to grow it even further. It makes no logical sense, I know. And also, it's like 25 billion degrees in here right now, so I might faint during the video. Yay. But anyway, one of the last things that I played on my channel was Pokemon Academy Life, and it was a visual novel, and I really enjoyed that game, even though it was literally just me talking to a camera the entire time. There was barely any gameplay in a way because it was a visual novel. So I thought, you know what, I really enjoyed that, so I'm gonna start looking into other visual novels, and this one's like a kind of anime style visual novel that's all about the idea of what if your dreams... I literally just read the description to this about 5 seconds ago before starting this, and I've already forgotten what it's about. Oh, it's so warm. But anyway, enough dilly-dallying about, I'm gonna get straight into this. Starter. She was an angel. Do I have to press anything? Okay, I do. I muttered to myself while going through the motions of sharpening my favorite pencil. My hair is all aloof right now. What do all these buttons do? QS, QL, SL. Quarter small, quarter... I don't bloody know. Maybe it's text size, I don't know. I'm about to go through my daily ritual. That pencil is awesome, by the way. It has teddy bears on it. I'm inside my room, staring at a blank sketch pad. Ooh, eyes. Using a blue, outworn bear print pencil, told ya, that I've had for 2 years or so, I begin to sketch a girl's eyes. They're like black holes in the sky, sucking in every ounce of color and feeling I try to pour into them. I stop. I stare into the void, and soon the 2 holes become one. Rude jokes. It begins to suck my focus inward, as if trying to sap me by very essence. Feels like my heart is being stretched by some unforeseen force, drawing me closer into the vacuum. On instinct, my right hand moves, snap me from my previous trance. Aww, it sketches a liquid. This liquid begins in the girl's eyes, then ebbs down like a monochrome waterfall. I want to wipe it away, but in my mind's eye, I know I can't reach her. Erasing it would do nothing. She's too distant. Even on paper, she lives in another dimension. Ah, as if possessed, my hand proceeds to draw the rest of her face. Her expression is almost like a straight line, composed in an eerie and unnaturally serene sort of way. It almost appears as if she has been left tranquilized by the cruelty of fate. Again, I stop and stare. This was a bad idea. I think to myself, the longer I look at this drawing, the less sane I feel. How could anyone bask in this innocent girl's misery? At last, I bring myself to sketch her silken hair. It flows gently, like sweet whispers on a peppermint wind. Now that is poetic. It's the only thing I've drawn today that calms my senses. It reminds me of her fragrant aroma as I inhale. And soon I want nothing more than to breathe the rest of her in as well. That'd be really weird if you could breathe in people, so like... This hair of hers, it doesn't exhibit the loathsome ferocity and despair the rest of her face does. The finished portrait of the desolate girl awakens every one of my senses, breaking me from its hypnotic power. My hand and heart begin to weigh heavily upon me, and it soon becomes clear why I've drawn this picture. It resembles Faye, my neighbor since childhood, whom I once had a crush on. We played with one another from the time when we were 3 years old. Now that we're 16, we've grown distant, but I still can't help but see her from time to time. After all, she hasn't moved, so she's still around the neighborhood. She's every guy's fantasy, and knowing that only drives my precious despair home. God damn it! My mental image is clear and crisp. Her skin is glossy and fair, a lot like mine. She is, in a way, as delicate as glass and as gentle as a flower, a lot like me. Her long hair always shimmers in the sunshine as if kissing the blue sky with its trees. On her left side, a purple hair tie binds up a small portion of her hair. Where'd the music go? Lower than that, 2 identical hair ties complete her angelic appearance. When I recall memories of the times I've spent with her, I always default to seeing her in a field, surrounded by sunflowers. Yay, music!
Jeff!
Ooh! Oh, there's voice acting in this game, I didn't know that. I wish it was in Japanese, though. It's not anime if it's not Japanese. Although, either way, it's still incredibly cheesy, so whatever. I guess I forgive it. Apparently, I'm Jeff now, so... My name's Jeff! She calls to me, her large eyes filled with anticipation, but what for, I cannot tell. Please tell me my character doesn't speak, because that could ruin everything. Naturally, I ask, "What is it, Faye?" Naturally, I respond with a gentle smile.
This. I wrote it for you.
Ah. She hands me a piece of paper with one of her many short compositions written on it in her neat, uniform handwriting. She'd written a short story about a poor, homeless kitten. Cutting straight to the chase, she tells me the story concludes with a happy ending. How nice of her. Undeniably, it's a predictable story, but her detailed description of the kitten's life makes it worthwhile anyway. The story introduced itself with the kitten's birth in a garbage dump just inside of some backwater city. The ensuing labor scene ends up so gruesomely detailed, children will never be able to read it. I knew for sure that Faye included that scene, not because she felt like it, but because she felt it was significant to the story. After the mother delivers our protagonist, the youngest of the litter, a large chunk of metal falls from somewhere on the garbage pile and pins her left paw. There were a lot of tragic, detailed scenes like this, which only made me even more impatient to get to the story's heartwarming conclusion. But before that, I find myself so dumbfounded by the details I can't help but ask, Faye, how do you come up with detailed scenes like these?
That's the first thing you ask? Through research, of course.
She sounds like she's about 5. She's meant to be 16, unless this is the little girl version of her, but I highly doubt that, because she has the never mind. Research, huh? I see. I take in what she said. Of course, it's odd anyone would research that sort of thing, but what I remember, when she caught me drawing at a young age, she told me that she'd catch up with me with her writing. I must admit, she has improved a lot.
Can you draw the kitten for me?
I can try. It might turn out looking a bit ridiculous. She smiles. It's a smile that has been burned into my memory time and time again. An adorable, precious sort of smile that always managed to strike a chord with my heart. It's so precious and fleeting that it feels like it may vanish completely any second. Sure, why not? You can ask me anything and I'll draw it for you, I promise. I answer immediately, hoping I can preserve her smile by responding quickly enough. Every single day we used to talk about things just like this. She wrote for me, and I drew for her. Day in and day out, without fail, this would be our routine. It always left me in a state of euphoria. She was so cheerful and I enjoyed every moment that I spent with her. I wanted... No. I want to spend my days like that forever.
Jeff, You're so kind.
Am I? Just so kind. I fall silent, wondering why she suddenly said that.
You're too kind.
Am I getting friend-zoned? This isn't good.
To me.
We're getting friend-zoned, aren't we? This is just a fun. As she utters those words, she smiles. Her eyes seem to glisten while her cheeks grow rosy. And then she disappears. Without knowing it, I never get the chance to talk to her like that again. What? You can't get... Don't make me feel for someone and then say that we're never going to talk to them again, because that is just not fair. Pretty sure that wasn't the last day she spoke to me, but it's the last thing that sticks out in my memory. She's no longer the angel she used to be. Triple dot. 6 doublet dot. 9 doublet dot. I can't remember what the bugs are called that you can hear in the background. Is it Echidnas? Echidnas? I don't know. Echidnas? Spider-Man? Same thing. I look up from my stupor and find myself faced with a clock. It's already 5:30 p.m. As I walk through the neighborhood, the red-tinted summer sky remains, as if it doesn't want the night to take over. The neighborhood's trees gently sway to a tempo set by the evening's warm breeze. The scenery resembles a fascinating piece of artwork, expressing the emotional contrast between joy and misery. It doesn't allow me to feel the busy surroundings of the city or the lazy ambiance of the quiet countryside. If I had to describe it verbally, I'd say it's well-balanced. If it isn't too bright, nor is it too dark. There's the part. The entire mood within the vicinity makes me feel more sentimental than I had previously been. Or just a swing. This would be perfect. All it needs is more dragons. What? Music. Before I know it, I've already arrived at my destination, the playground. So it was a playground. But what kind of playground is a swing and that's it? That sucks. Surprisingly, I hear a girl singing a beautiful melody. Her voice is so gentle and smooth that it causes me to close my eyes. But now I can't read. Screw it. It reminds me of the days when my mother used to put me to sleep by humming sweet lullabies as I laid in bed. The girl's voice soothes my ears. But more importantly, it soothes my heart. It makes me want to snuggle tightly under a warm fuzzy blanket like a cat. Ah, I feel like I'm floating. Stop it! Sit down. Every note lifts me higher and higher until the clouds are beneath me. What happened? The girl abruptly shouts, interrupting her song. Yet, I can't really call it shouting. It's so sonorous, it still sounds like she's vocalizing. But she did kind of go, woo! So, it's weird for me to even think about it, but even that sounds beautiful. She truly is a singer. With yellow eyes. Unconsciously, I find myself already standing behind the source of earlier's beautiful melody. I wryly laugh at myself about how careless I can be when something astonishing occurs in front of me. I fully regret interrupting her captivating tune.
Jeff?
Jeff? The girl, surprised, utters my name. Jeff? When I open my eyes, I see Chelsea standing in front of me in her singing posture. Ah, she faces me, her long blonde hair swaying from side to side. A significant portion of her hair is tied up. But still, she leaves some hanging freely around her back, giving her a cool, feminine look. Chelsea is another childhood friend of mine. We've known each other since our family moved into our neighborhood, about 11 years ago. When Faye and I spoke to her the first time, she insisted on singing for us. At the time, we were so impressed we couldn't help but be friends. She's always sung for everyone in the neighborhood, and the joy it brings paints a smile on everyone's face. For that reason, she's pretty popular. In fact, I can't help but feel lucky to be able to hang out with her. I see, you still enjoy having solo concerts out there, huh? I tease her.
Don't call it that.
Don't call it that! Then what about a solo choir?
There's no such thing.
She laughs at my nonsense. Oh, me with my silly thoughts and face. What about a group solo concert? What is that? A group solo concert? What? She doesn't respond to my stupid joke. Yeah, because she probably doesn't understand it like me. I'm confused by it as well. I guess it was too much. Okay, I know that you really like to sing from the bottom of your heart, right? She smiles again as if she was expecting me to say that.
Yeah, it's the same as how you love drawing.
Drawing. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of impressions.
Singing in front of a lot of people. Performing at a real concert. It's my biggest dream.
I hope that your dream comes true.
And yours.
Thank you! She responds with her usual reply. We've been hanging out more and more over the past 2 years. We've become so familiar that we already know each other's speech patterns. Aside from knowing each other since childhood, we've come to understand more about ourselves and our dreams together recently. But we aren't a couple. I do like someone, but I know that I shouldn't actually fall in love. I don't know why, but I feel like being in love will steal my dream of being an artist from me. Well, yeah, but then if you fall in love with somebody who also wants to be an artist, then that can kindle like a bigger flame for the passion of it, because then you share that passion with someone else. Although at the same time, then if you broke up with that person or they broke up with you, then that passion, you could learn to hate it for a while. I don't know, it's a complicated topic. Between constant drawings and maintaining what little social life I have, I can't imagine myself having any time for romance since I'm renowned.
Jeff.
Chelsea says to me. No shit.
Did she call you out here too?
Who? Yeah.
Then, did you read her creepy message?
Is this going to turn into a horror? Doesn't seem like it. Chelsea looks confused. So does Ocean. Without answering, I grab my phone out of my pocket and reread the message that I received earlier today. The paroxysm of anguish devours my benevolence, yet your spirits seem vigorous. Enshrouding myself in a curtain that's impassable. Hey, have you heard about those people losing their dreams like it's mass hysteria? If you desire for an explanation, then let's meet at the playground before sunset. Sender, Faye. Faye always writes weird things, but this is weirder than usual. Given her track record, it's impossible to know what she really means until she explains it to me. But the emotion behind it is there. I know I can't ignore it. But what does she mean by losing one's dream? Is that even possible? Even trying to dissect it word by word, I can't squeeze an ounce of meaning from it. All I can tell is that Faye is at her limit. But at her limit for what? Chelsea's probably wondering the same thing. Oh.
I wonder what's on Faye's mind. She hasn't said a word to us for years. And now she has sent us this ominous message.
That's true. I'm really worried about her. I've called her several times since she sent it, but she won't pick up. I wonder what's wrong. Sorrow once again wells up inside of me. The majority of my childhood memories are occupied by Faye standing next to me. Yet without saying a word, she's just suddenly changed. Since then, I haven't seen her precious smile that could brighten anyone's gloomy day. I see her at school and around the neighborhood sometimes, but she seems distant. Almost like a completely different person. I miss seeing her puppy dog eyes, delicate skin, long silky hair, and especially reading her stories. I miss everything about her. And with her comes everything that has never been in my possession. What? Knowing the distance between us, I can't help but feel even more saddened by whatever brought it on.
Hey.
Suddenly, we hear someone. When we turn around, we find the one we've been expecting. Of course it's Faye. Upon seeing her, a fear that has been swirling inside my head is instantly cleared up. She isn't the girl that she used to be anymore. Her eyes seem so vacant and lifeless, even though they're focused towards us. It's like she's looking through Chelsea and I. Or at the very least, she's looking at parts of us that don't exist within this dimension. Her wavelength seems to be too different from ours for us to connect. She has an ominous and antagonistic aura surrounding her. She gonna murder our asses. Chelsea twitches upon seeing Faye. As much as I can't believe what I feel, Chelsea can't believe what she sees, which renders her speechless.
Do you know why we have dreams?
Suddenly Faye asks this simple but cryptic question. I can tell from this alone that this meeting is not going to be a pleasant one. I can't say anything. I wonder why she's asking us that question after being silent for so long.
Dreams are nothing but an illusion.
Faye, what are you saying?
Dreams are fake.
Right, does she mean dreams like the dreams where you're like, I dream to be an astronomer or an astronaut or something, or dreams where you go to sleep? Because that's a bit confusing. I don't understand what she's trying to tell us. I don't understand what Ocean's trying to tell us. How could anyone understand this sudden outburst? Faye, calm down.
Dreams appear to be a paradise from the outside. But the truth is, they're as rotten as this world.
Okay, calm down,
They
dear.
make us feel like we exist and belong. They promise to give meaning to our lives. But without realizing it, they're just naturally programmed inside of us. Our psyches. Just like our emotions. And just like our emotions, our dreams can fail us. Not all dreams will come true. In fact, the majority of people throw them away because they get disappointed. So what's the point in chasing something that's so cruel?
Don't say that.
Dreams shouldn't exist if they aren't guaranteed to come true. Dreams should just go and disappear.
So, did she, like, write a story, send it in to someone, and then they said it was, like, the worst thing they'd ever read? Faye, that's not true! I raised my voice. Oh!
Then what is the truth? Tell me!
You want the truth? You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Troubled heart. I paused for a minute before replying. Dreams are called dreams because we should work hard to obtain them. My voice lowers. Oh. Despite knowing that what I've said is true, it's impossible to keep up with Faye. I don't know where she's coming from, and for that very reason I can't say anything meaningful back to her.
Do you really believe that hard work will guarantee you your dreams?
Depends on the dream, really. Like, if your dream is to be the first man to be on Jupiter, that's probably not going to happen in your lifetime. You should probably stick to something that may actually happen, but, you know, I mean, I'm not saying it won't happen, but, you know, I don't know.
Jeff, this world is full of lies and uncertainty.
Uncertainty? You're full of uncertainty.
How can you so blindly believe in something that petty?
Says the one who doesn't believe in it. I don't know. She furiously retorts and then murmurs.
Even though I'd worked so hard.
Told you. Called it. Triple dot. I fall silent. Ow, my leg. Pains me to see her like this. Sorry, I know I should probably stick to the story and stop trying to make jokes and stuff. I'm just a little bit hyperactive right now, even though it's so goddamn warm. It's like she's jamming a needle into my heart as slowly as she can. Suddenly, Faye turns to face Chelsea.
Chelsea, do you believe that dreams can so easily come true?
Chelsea jerks almost mechanically. It did look mechanical, she was like... Unable to meet Faye's intense gaze, she instead looks beyond her as she replies.
Yes, if we work hard enough towards them.
Chelsea agrees with me. Naturally, Faye is not impressed.
That's wrong! Hard work means nothing without results. No one can know the result beforehand. And that result would only appear if your dream has already come true. That doesn't answer my question at all.
Chelsea can't say anything in response.
No, it's not easy.
Being cheesy.
Especially when someone disrupts.
Like this. What? Her last sentence lights up a part of my mind, but it dims down again soon after.
Anyway.
Faye starts to walk away. Now she looks like Sarah from Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2 and the rest of those games. That's kind of weird, but I like it. Leaves us with a set of dark and ominous words.
You'll understand what I mean when the time comes.
Okay. After she has left, Chelsea and I are silent. We can't say a word to each other. Without saying goodbye, Chelsea runs home. Though I never noticed the onset of darkness before, I can see the suddenly present moonlight that there are tears streaming down her face. Well, this is ominous as dicks. Triple dot. Quadruple dot. I mean, sextuplet dot. Nintuplet dot. Night has finally come. Winter is finally here. Right, shut up. Shut up. Stop it. I showered hours ago and I've already eaten my supper. I lay down in my bed, but I can't seem to fall asleep. The discomfort I felt from Faye's words earlier still plagues my mind. Dreams, huh? I murmured to myself. Faye, I wonder what her dream is. Although we've always been together, she's never told me. Never considered asking her because there's only ever been one thing that she's been so passionate about. She wants to become an author. In fact, it's almost like she's destined to. She's always writing and has been for so many years it's doubtful anyone could doubt her ability. Has she given up on her dream? Is that the reason why she became like this? She immersed herself in writing for so many years. Can she really just give it up just like that? Or maybe something happened. I really don't know what to think. I thought I understood her very well, but maybe Faye and I aren't that close after all. That thought stings my heart. I close my eyes, hoping that my anxiety will fade away. I see darkness. That's what happens when you close your eyes, nincompoop. Vast, infinite black stretching out as far as the eye can see. I feel like I'm running away from someone. Or something. I want to shout, but no sound comes out of my mouth. I run for a long time, but there's no finish line, no end. I feel like I'm drowning in an abyss. Darkness envelops me as I try to struggle, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Well, it hurts. It's suffocating. I continue pointlessly swinging my limbs around. I reach out with my hand, hoping that I can grab onto something or someone. I swing it desperately, but nothing else exists in this pit. Soon it dawns on me, there is nothing to grab. Just as the thought crosses my mind, something cold, slimy, and appendage-like tightly wraps itself around my right arm. It feels so disgusting that it instantly makes me try to break free from its grip. But it's impossible. It reaches my chest and pierces through it. Instead of feeling pain, I feel hollow. I feel as empty as a moonless night. It's as if I've cried my heart out to a breaking point. I'm no longer capable of feeling anything. I succumb to the torment. In the darkness, I close my eyes. But it never becomes darker. Freaking calling me at 4 a.m. The blurring sound of my cell phone going off wakes me up from my depressing nightmare. I shrug it off and feel thankful to the caller for interrupting it. Before I stand up to answer the phone, I glance at my wall clock and see it's already past 9 a.m. I must have thought about Faye for a long time last night. I press the answer button upon seeing Chelsea's name. Before I can even begin speaking, her low sobbing voice whispers into my ear. She talks slowly but without pauses. She tells me that something has happened to her, and I'm not sure that I hear her correctly, so I just hesitantly ask for clarification. What do you mean by that?
Meet me at the playground and you understand.
Chelsea answers depressingly. After putting my cell phone in my pocket and fixing myself up, I hurriedly head to the playground. Is she going to be the exact same? Well, it's green today. Prettier, at least. As I approach my destination, I see her standing in her usual singing position. But this time, her head is hung low as if something heavy is sitting atop of it. I approach her and she turns around as soon as she hears my footsteps. Chelsea, what happened? I worriedly ask. Instead of answering me, she slowly walks up to me and positions her sweaty face and teary eyes close to me. Then nervously places her shaking hands near her chest. I gulp as I anticipate what she might be about to do. Slowly, as if something delicate is about to come flying from her mouth, she opens it. The result is hardly anything delicate. In place of just as heavenly voice is a beastly, terrifying tune that has clearly originated from her and only her. In fact, I can't even call that a tune. It's just frightening dissonance. It can't possibly be Chelsea's voice. Her voice is warm and kind, but this is eerie and awful. It sounds like her mouth is reverberating the noise of a frightening world, filled with eldritch creatures that only do gruesome things. My jaw drops as I realize this is not just another nightmare. I take a step back as my body starts to shake instinctually. I can't say nor ask anything. I feel as if I'm gonna be sick. Bothered by the silence, Chelsea speaks with sad, teary eyes. Though it's obviously rather heartbreaking, it feels even more painful coming from her.
can't sing anymore.
Yeah, no shit, lady, you can't sing anymore. But last night I can't stay silent and be timid like I was with Faye yesterday. I prepare myself to hear the cause of this strange phenomenon. What caused this?
I don't know.
Did you feel strange yesterday? What about right now?
I'm not sure, but I was really bothered by what Faye told us yesterday. But she couldn't possibly have anything to do with this, right?
Indeed. Faye made us feel troubled yesterday, but that's not enough as a reason to accuse her of anything. We're not kids anymore. We don't believe in paranormal activity. Let's not jump to conclusions. Did something happen to your throat last night? Maybe you ate something that damaged it, or you hit it against something?
No.
She slightly raises her voice. Between the two of us, she's unsurprisingly the one most bothered by the situation. Then... I stutter and my fixation with logically figuring out what happened falters. Fortunately, Chelsea's suddenly compelled to walk me through her theory.
Wait. I had a dream.
A dream? My eyebrows raise at her answer.
No. It was more like a nightmare.
The same one that we had. Her eyes become tinted red with sadness. A nightmare? I break into a cold sweat as I wait for her to elaborate.
Yeah. In my nightmare, it was so painfully dark. And in that place, I couldn't shout.
My eyes widen, I can still feel the cold sweat pouring down my cheeks. Did you feel empty?
I did. Even right now.
She responds as she stares at the ground, worried. As a sense of realization hits me, I nervously grab a pencil and a small notebook that I brought from home. Instead of feeling relieved by my habit of always bringing stuff to draw with, I feel fear well up inside of me. My heart throbs incessantly, reverberating in my ears. Part of me says not to try it because I already know what's about to happen, but instead, my curiosity prevails. As I stand, I open my notebook to an empty page and start sketching. Almost immediately, a sense of dread begins to well up from the pit of my stomach alongside the creative euphoria. I force myself to ignore it and continue drawing. I gracefully stroke the paper in different directions with my pencil, producing scratchy sounds. I can sense Chelsea staring at the paper with worried eyes. After I finish sketching, I awaken to my senses and take a gander at my work. As I stare at it, I can feel the unceasing cold sweat continue to trickle down past my chin, while my eyes widen, surpassing the threshold. Something sharper than a knife pierces my soul. I can't believe my eyes. My sketch looks deformed. No, can't even be considered that much. It's not art, and it's not abstract. All I can see are soulless erratic scrawls and scribbles. It's as if an evil soul is trying to communicate with me and drag me down to hell. Much like my sketch of the girl yesterday, it's beginning to take a toll on my sanity. Though unlike that, which brought on despair, this is simply incomprehensible on every conceivable level. My arms become loose, and I weakly drop the pencil and notebook. Now I can understand how Chelsea's feeling, but I can't do anything about it. This helplessness is unfortunately natural. How could I take action if I don't know what's caused the problem? We stare towards nothing, trying to take in the pain we feel from the depressing phenomenon. Tears start to gather in my eyes. As I continue to be oblivious of my surroundings, I hear Chelsea scream. That is terrifying. Even her scream sounds horrible. So everything that could be in any way related to singing is affected, which means it should be the same for me. I snap out of it and try to figure out the reason that Chelsea screamed. I don't know when she got here, but Faye is already standing in front of us, wearing an eerie smile as she is telling us that she has successfully accomplished something sinister. Chelsea covers her mouth with her shaking hands.
Did you lose something?
Faye asks. She's so playfully serene it only brings back the hollow feeling from my nightmare. I have a shocking epiphany and wonder how she knows that.
How pitiful. How can you two achieve your dreams like this?
Faye asks mockingly. At that moment, she makes herself clear. This is definitely Faye's fault. I don't know how it's possible, but I know that I'm not being unreasonable with my assumption. If it's Faye, she can do it. She has always been knowledgeable about crazy stuff. I've read stories written by her that are far beyond my comprehension. She's written psychological and occult-related stuff that required thorough research and devotion. This seems like it's turning into Corpse Party. And I don't want this to become Corpse Party. Why did you do this?
Why, you say?
Knowing that she won't give us the explanation, I changed it to a yes or no question. Have you also lost something? She twitches and falls silent, almost as if she's hiding something. Then she continues.
Let's see where your blind dreams will take you now. Though, I can easily imagine you two chasing something that won't come true.
She smirks again and starts to walk away from us, clearly avoiding my question. We watch her back as she disappears out of our view. As we fall silent, our hearts clearly grow heavy with sadness. Chelsea starts to break down. She covers her face with the palms of her hands and cries. I feel the urge to break down with her, but I realize that being consumed by this excruciating pain will spell the end for us. So a feeling of sympathy bubbles up within me. I raise my arms toward Chelsea and tightly hug her. Don't worry, we'll get them back. As I hold her shoulders and look at her face, she fixates her tear-filled eyes, filled with shock and something else I can't quite explain, on mine. I promise. I declare it even though I'm filled with uncertainty. Is that me? I approve. As she looks up at the boy who had just bravely declared a hopeful statement, his desire spreads to her as well. She feels her cheeks flush bright red as the boy stares deeply and unwaveringly into her pitiful expression. She feels embarrassed and starts to avert her gaze. But before she can do that, the passionate boy continues to make her feel at ease. I'm going to take them back, so don't lose hope. After the boy's second declaration, he gently pulls her arms away from her sides and urges her to go home. Chelsea stands firmly, still dazed by what had just occurred. She watches his back until he is nothing more than a dot in the distance. But before he completely leaves her side as he crosses over into their neighborhood, his figure charms her. It isn't the first time that she has felt this way. Before, she'd thought that that boy needed someone to take care for him. But right now, he's the one who's being reliable. For her, Jeff served as a savior in this heartbreaking situation. She feels like smiling even though she'd just gone through more than many could fathom. Instead of smiling, she tries to sing. She opens her mouth and forces her vocal cords to vibrate. She covers her lips with the palms of her hands. She feels relieved as she realizes a little bit of her voice has returned.
But why?
She asks herself, wondering how this mysterious curse works. But anyways guys, I'm going to have to leave the episode here. I don't want it getting on too long, otherwise it's going to start to sift into like an hour long and then it's all going to be a big full and just too much to watch. But so far this game seems really interesting. From the look of like the artwork and the kind of like the bio of it, I had a feeling there was going to be something a bit more sinister to this, but at the same time it seemed like it was going to be a lot more like peppier and happier, and for some strange reason it's now kind of going into some weird creepypasta territory or something weird, which is kind of interesting. I'm going to be trying to play this a lot more. I'm not going to have a ton of episodes of this. I don't know how long it is, but I'm not going to be just constantly posting this because the visual novel thing is like kind of going to be a side project on the channel, whereas my main series are always going to take focus as well as the video, so probably once or twice a week I'll probably try and post this. But anyways guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to slap that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Pip pip toodle-oo! To find you here. So, since we managed to find each other, you busy? Karen gestured toward me without a word. Juno looks at me for the first time. She came into view. She flashed me a bright smile. Oh no, quick, think of something to say.